Hey guys, it's Rose. Today I'm reviewing Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Seth Grahame-Smith. I think it's kind of appropriately Halloween-y, and obviously the trailer just came out for the adaptation. First off, I do want to say that this particular edition of this book is so pretty to look at. It is the Heirloom edition, which I find a really silly name, but whatever. And as well as this sort of beautiful cameo on the front, and it's hardcover, but it's not big hardcover with a separate jacket. It's very, very pretty, sort of satisfying to hold book. It has the little bookmark ribbon, which I adore, and it's so practical as well as pretty. It's also really lovely, like nice quality paper, if you care about that kind of thing. And as you can see, it is illustrated, which these are actually really quite cool illustrations. And there's something nice about illustrated books sometimes. Not a lot, and sometimes the illustrations do not match the picture in your head, but it's just all together. This is packaged so beautifully in this specific edition. Sadly, that's pretty much the only good thing I can say about the book. And I feel really bad because I feel like the last 3 reviews that I've posted have been negative. And that doesn't sound like I love books, that sounds like I love to complain about books. So I apologize for that. I promise that the next few I do will be for books that I really, really love. I think recently I've maybe just read a few books that I've really disliked, and I've wanted to vent and express about it. Essentially, there's one main issue with Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and it's not actually the concept. The concept's really cool. I love the idea of putting zombies into a different historical period. I love the idea that if a zombie virus had appeared in the past, that people would have been able to sort of deal with it, but you would get the zombie apocalypse story in a different time period. I think that's a really great idea. So my issue is not the concept itself. My issue is also not the fact that it's fanfic, essentially. I have no problem with people going in and reworking amazing books. That doesn't put me off, and I don't have an issue with that from an ideological perspective or anything. But I think that if you were going to write fan fiction, or if you're going to write a parody of a book, or if you're going to write something that's in a world that another author established, you need to approach it as a fan. You need to do it with love and with respect and with joy in the original book. Unfortunately, in this book, that didn't happen, and he flat out admits it. So this isn't just me making assumptions. In this book, this edition, there is a foreword, and in it he explains essentially that he wanted to make money with a book and write something that was really fun, and he decided to combine zombies with a really famous novel that someone else had written. He decided to combine it with Pride and Prejudice. He doesn't like Pride and Prejudice. He admits that he had read it when he was forced to in high school and hadn't picked it up since. And so the essentially second time in his life that he read Pride and Prejudice was when he was starting to go through it and remove sections and add in zombies. So there's zero respect for the original work. There's zero awareness of some of the themes that Austen was dealing with. That kind of wonderfully bitchy voice that comes through of hers from time to time is not there. And the characters and the plot are taken from these quite complex, flawed characters in this, delicately balanced plot, and they're stripped down to absolute two-dimensional cartoons of themselves and then pushed into a room with a bunch of zombies. Oh, it's not good. It's so frustrating. It's just, and it feels like the heart and soul of what Austen was trying to do with this book has been removed. It is someone who has taken the absolute cliff notes, but not cliff notes about what's going on, just the basic point A to point B plot and basic character name, tiny little bit about themselves, and written the entire book on that. I'm obviously not going to talk about the characters of the plot beyond that, of course, because they don't belong to the guy who wrote this book. He just inserted random gory scenes. The gory scenes are quite gory. They are basic zombie writing, but zombie books, for the general rule, aren't good because of gory descriptions. They're good because of the characters that either survive or fail to survive through the situation that they're in. So he is A, not responsible for the characters, and B, kind of butchered them anyway. And there's kind of nothing left. It actually appropriately probably feels like a bit of a zombie of the original book. It is a shambling, soulless corpse version of the original book. That said, I do wonder if you didn't like the original book, if maybe you would really enjoy this. If you felt the same way as he did and you just know vague things about, like, it's a name, it's famous, I'm vaguely aware of the plot, and all you're looking for is randomly gory scenes hung on a framework that you're vaguely aware of, sure, maybe that'd be a really good book. And maybe it's very difficult for me to get past the fact that he approached it with such disrespect, and that he admits that he did that he fully admits that he didn't like it and he doesn't know it well and he didn't read it. And I mean, there's something to be admired in that level of shamelessness about it, but I can't enjoy the book at all. I can enjoy how pretty it is. I can enjoy how it looks on my shelf, which is something, which is a positive. The plus side on that is that I do have some faith that the movie will do better. Because the film is not being written directly by him, because obviously we have a team of screenwriters who are going to be doing that, it's very possible that the screenwriters chosen to work on the project will have a much better understanding of the original, or passion for the original, or be able to actually understand what Austen was doing a little better than the guy who read it once before turning it into another book. So I do have some hopes for the movie. I will probably not be seeing it in movie theaters, though. That's definitely a wait for DVD for me. So that's about it for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I can rant about this for hours at a time, but I'm trying to make my videos shorter. I really am, because I know that I can get distracted and waffle about books. Can't we all? I hope you enjoyed this review. If you would like to see more reviews, or if you'd like an in-depth review of any of the other books that I skim past in wrap-ups or anything like that, then please let me know. Otherwise, let me know what you think of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And if you did really like it, I would love to know if you were a big fan of the original, or if you weren't really into the original and you just picked it up again and liked the zombie part. So comment and let me know, and have a great night. Bye.